My name is Bruce Rhodes, and I have the privilege of serving as the superintendent of the Southern Michigan Conference. In this week's Moments That Matter, I want to share a little bit about our annual conference gathering, which will take place on June 28th at the Milan Free Methodist Church in Milan, Michigan. In the 18th century, as the Methodist movement exploded, John Wesley created the first annual conference, which was held in London in June of 1744. Now, our conference has met together for 158 years now. It's a lot of annual meetings, isn't it? But why do we do this? What is the purpose for gathering clergy and lay delegates to a conference gathering each year? Well, let me suggest just three important purposes. First, for the mutual edification of the group. In his wonderful book, Lead Like Wesley, author Mark Gorvet wrote these words, quote, Wesley deeply valued these times of conferencing. He really did long to be part of a band, committed to one another and committed together to this great cause, end quote. Probably most of us have heard or read about how to keep a fire hot. It requires several logs in close proximity. Remove all but one and the fire quickly dwindles. When our network gathers together one day a year, we burn more brightly because we've spent time together. And John Wesley knew that was true. As the leader of a movement, the act of coming together in a conference setting was the way in which the leader stewarded the fire that the Spirit had given birth to. Coming together enlarges our vision beyond ourselves, which encourages all of us from the least to the largest congregations. That's why we employ specific ingredients to bring about a spirit of encouragement when we gather. We receive an encouraging state of the work report, great teaching by our bishop, excellent worship, videos depicting new church plants across our network, as well as time of prayer and fellowship. Our first goal is for each clergy and lay delegate to leave edified and strengthened because of the experience of being connected together in this one-day setting. The second reason we gather at annual conference is for the accountability of the leaders. The 18th century Methodist revival necessitated that leaders remained in accountable relationship within their regions. That's why Wesley developed the following questions, which were asked of leaders during their gathering. Do you walk closely with God? Have you now fellowship with the Father and the Son? At what hour do you rise? Do you punctually observe the morning and evening hour of retirement? Do you spend the day in the manner which we advise? Do you converse seriously, usefully, and closely? Do you use all the means of grace and enforce the use of them on all other persons? In accordance with this historic Methodist tradition, today our MEG board reports on the character and conduct of all of our ordained clergy during our annual conference gathering. The questions may be different, but the accountability of our clergy is consistent with the genius of the Methodist movement. Our unity and accountability to the mission is strengthened when we gather together. Accountability becomes an organizational means of grace toward both doctrinal purity and missional integrity. Finally, an annual conference gathering reinforces the clarity regarding our shared mission. As a network, we partner together to ignite a spirit-fueled movement of disciples and leaders and churches. Coming together annually allows us to celebrate our milestones, recognize fruit, report on victories, and continue to bring clarity regarding our common mission. Church consultant and author Will Mancini uses a phrase when consulting with congregations, and it is this: clarity isn't everything, but it helps everything. And so coming together and remaining clear about our shared mission helps us all to keep the main thing in the life of our churches. The design of our gathering, the vision we infuse, and the clarity that we create keeps us sharp, focused, and committed to the fulfillment of the Great Commission in our day. Clarity combats organizational lethargy, congregational discouragement, and leadership distraction. We belong together as a network of leaders focused on the geographic saturation of the gospel in our region of the state, and that's why annual conference gatherings matter.